see if this works. Whoops, clipping on microphone. Let me see. The very first time, are we live? Let's see how this looks like. I'm very excited to see if this actually works. Ooh, actually live. Let's see. Very excited to see. Awesome. Okay, cool. We're live. Woo, this is weird. So I'm using my phone to be live on YouTube, and it's the first time trying this out, so bear with me, guys. Reason why I use this shitty old iPhone is because the new camera isn't suitable for streaming yet. I need to buy some other crap for that, which will eventually come. But today I thought let's have a live discussion about lightsaber stuff, because that was one of the questions that was asked during the other live streams when I was doing some online gaming, and I thought why the hell not, let's make this a weekly thing, live discussions about anything that you guys want to know. So that would be awesome. Let me see, are we still live? Sorry, I can't see myself on the camera. I need to look on my computer. The quality is a bit spotty. Let me see if I can adjust that. 720p. Ooh, live streaming is not that great. I'm sorry, guys. Let me adjust my face a bit so we can have a light. Hey, Nick Woods is already here. How you doing, Nick? So now you're here, Nick. It's good that you're here, so I can actually bring up that point regarding Jordan Mall. I didn't hear anything about the group anymore. I think they're still going ahead with the lawsuits, but I think they tried to crack down on the malls of Jordan Mall in that group. If you're not familiar with it, if somebody else is watching, this is about the fact that Jordan Mall from Jedi Jordan's custom sabers, he scammed a whole bunch of people out of their money, and basically a lot of victims are now coming together and trying to get their money back. Okay, let me see if I put the camera here, is it better? I'm in a dark hole here. I'm literally in a dark hole. And I'm looking at the camera, and it's so weird because I can't see myself. It's very strange. I'm looking at the back of the camera, so I'm using this here. Let me just pop out this chat. It makes it a bit easier to see stuff. Yes. No worries. Oh, good. They let you back in. Awesome. Awesome. I did ask for it about you. I said, hey, what's up, guys? Why this person is not in a group? So I'm happy they added you back. I'm gonna enjoy my coffee here. Oh, half my face is gone, so that's not good. So I have to put it back a bit. Iced coffee. I needed one really bad. So what I've been doing today is a couple of things. So I've been streaming, of course, gaming streams. I will do another gaming stream later on tonight probably. And I've been editing quite a bit of videos for upcoming lightsaber videos. So because of the new format on this YouTube channel, there will be some significant changes. As I said before, I just don't want to be a lightsaber review channel only. I want to have a mixture of stuff that I all like. So I like gaming, I like toy collecting, I like lightsabers, I like going to skate outside, I like to explore Hong Kong, and all these kind of stuff will come together on this YouTube channel. So for that being, I need to make some concessions, but at the same time I try to edit my videos to the max, like maximum editing, and I'm really burning myself, because the problem is, like, I can't take any concessions anymore. Like when I edit something and I'm like, oh, this image quality is a bit blurry, or oh, there's this thing or that thing, and like I'm immediately like, oh god, trash that material, go shoot it again. And it's horrible, because I'm making myself so difficult now. But I really want to only bring the next level. I don't want to bring the quality that I have done before with just a better quality of image and whatnot. No, I really want to bring the overall videos to the next level and only upload those videos. It's gonna be tough. At the same time, the lightsaber videos will stay as they are. They're gonna be even more frequent than they were in the past. So I started off doing a weekly, every Saturday lightsaber review. Now I'm gonna try to have everyday videos, at least one live stream, one lightsaber related video, and some toy related video as well. But there's some other changes for lightsaber review videos or lightsaber videos in general. There's gonna be a lot more of them, but I'm not gonna take the concession anymore with making easy videos that are just being videotaped in 5 or 10 minutes in one continuous video session. I really want to cramp the maximum amount of information that I can put in my video, so they actually have a longevity, a long shelf life. As in a video, you can watch it back 1 year, 2 year, 5 years later, and all the information is there. It's still very much valid. It covers all the points. It shows all the examples. It's not just talking. It's not just visuals. It's everything. It's informative, and that's important. Hey Trevor, nice, yeah, thanks for tuning in. The stash, I wanted to rock a stash. At my work they were like, what the hell dude, take it off. I'm probably gonna shave it off because I have an interview probably somewhere next week, and rocking on with it with this mustache is gonna be a little bit awkward. Nick is saying, what's the deal with Shodo sabers? Well, in all fairness, I think Shodo sabers are a good development. It's just to make sure that newer generations of potential lightsaber buyers will get into the hobby, and by having these shorter hilts that are basically kid-sized, or not per se kid-sized, you also have to think that that's something that Sabermach brought up when I did an interview with them, and I never realized that. But there is a market for certain different lengths for different body types. Especially here in Asia, people are shorter. I'm a shorty. I'm a manlet. Having a shorter hilt with a shorter blade length is just much easier to wield than for me to have like a long Saberforge hilt with a 37-inch blade. It's just massive overkill for me. So I personally, I'm a bit weird, and you guys know that, but I prefer shorter hilts around 10.5 inches with a 26-inch blade length, or 28-inch blade length. That's kind of the max for me. That is just what I prefer. And these kind of Shodo blades are just fantastic for kids and people that are just smaller in build, to have something that is still nice. And especially females. There's plenty of females that love lightsabers. You have all seen the pictures, like a Star Wars fan, a female carrying an Alto Saber's Fulcrum lightsaber, or whatever, a Shoko Tano lightsaber. It's a massive. It's like the hilt is as long as the arm, as thick as a horse penis, and it's just it's completely out of balance. It's just not nice to wield. It's not compact, and having these Shodo blades is just fantastic. It's really good. Nick says, "Oh, I thought I thought they was thinner blades close to the Rebels cartoon." Yeah, but then we're talking about the diameter of the blade, right? You mean the 7/8 inch blade thickness. That is not considered Shodo blades. That is just the thickness of the diameter of the blade. Those ones are, I really like those because they look fantastic, and as you say, they look exactly as they are in the clone in Star Wars Rebels cartoon series, but also at the same time in the original trilogy, where the lightsaber blades were quite thin. And that is my personal preference. I like to see that more than what they had in the prequels, where it was like this thick, and I always felt like they overdid it a bit. It was a bit too thick, a bit too bulky. Sorry, I really have to drink some of this coffee. Had a late evening yesterday editing videos. Again, today editing videos again, and the streaming is fun. I have to say now I start doing the daily streams, the gaming streams. I know they're not perfect, they're quite amateuristic. I'm not a good gamer, but I really enjoy to do them. And I never had, for the longest time, for the last maybe 7 to 10 years I did not enjoy online gaming, because normally I don't really play with friends online and stuff like that. But now I can play with you guys, play together, or with you guys in the chat, and it's so much more fun to play games then, because I actually have an incentive to play. And it's not like when you sometimes when you play with friends, you need to do what they want, or what the clan wants, or what the guild wants, and then you feel it like it's forced, like a job. Well, this kind of stuff is much more fun. um, let's see. Hey Army Medic, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Let me take out this thing here for a second. Can I do that without waking up the entire family? Okay, I can do that, so that's a bit better. Nick says, do you have thoughts about ordering parts from the custom saber shop and making your own design? Actually, I have thought about it, and I've looked at it, and I've looked at it over the past years, and there isn't much that I really say I must have this from the custom saber shop in terms of hilt parts, the MHS parts. They're like altar sabers. They're very plain. All the hilt parts, they're very plain, and I mean, it's just I think I'm just more of a lazy guy. Harder to spot the raw diamond. I just need to see it already as 80% finished, as in a hilt design from an exterior point of view, and that makes me gravitate to it. So in most cases I rather go for a hilt that is already completely designed and assembled, and it has more elements to it and more design features and whatnot. And with the custom saber shop hilts, I can see fantastic quality. Like, I see people making the most ridiculous beautiful lightsabers from the custom saber shop lightsaber parts, but they put so much time and effort in that to bring it to those levels, like really professional hilts. I just don't have that capability. Army Medic says, I lack the skills to make my own. That's why I commissioned a smith to put my ideas into reality. Yeah, I would do the same. I think a lot of people that have the artistic and technical capabilities, and they have the tools available to do it for you, because if you do it yourself and you don't have all the tools to your availability, you don't have all the knowledge yet, and you're not planning to do it often, like you're not planning to make a lot of these sabers for yourself, then it's going to be very hard to come with a high-end piece, a high quality. And if you do it for customers, then of course you can make, you basically learn on their cost. So they pay for it and you learn your way and become better and better and better at it. But then again, it's becoming a job then, and then it's still can be fun, but at the same time you have the dangers that it's gonna kill your entity, your spark for making lightsabers, because it's just like a joint mall. You're just making hundreds and hundreds of lightsabers every day. It becomes maybe a bit oversaturated. So but maybe not from an artistic point of view. Sabersmiths never have that issue, but I would be a bit afraid of that. But I completely agree with you, Army Medic. I would do exactly the same. Paul says, when you build it yourself, it has an amazing feeling. Yeah. So actually, I got two solos whole Blind Knight, and I held it the other day, and I got two. So one, I want to have Eugene from So-Called Sabers to install, albeit I don't have the funding at the moment, because that's gonna be quite expensive, but it's gonna be worth it, of course, because it's Eugene. But at the same time, the other one, I wanted to keep N-Team, but now I'm like, why I don't use that as a template for myself, just to continuously build over time that lightsaber. I see some other people doing that. They have like this particular hilt or a lightsaber, like the Saber Baron. I think he is one of those guys that has like a hilt, and he's just he's keep improving the hilt over the year. So changing the electronics. He started with a stun saber, then he went to, for example, this configuration, that configuration, and over time you sink a little bit more money in it, you replace some parts, you upgrade some parts. I see the appeal of that, and especially with the one from Solo's Hold, it's a high-end quality hilt, so it's definitely gonna last me, and it can definitely be used as that particular hilt, where I'm gonna keep continuously grow my skill set on that hilt and the electronics that has been installed, and it's just a lightsaber that you keep tinkering about, and it looks beautiful, it's stunning, it's high end, and it's just a cool thing to do. So I might do that, or actually I'm gonna do that with that hilt. I'm just gonna look at how can I achieve that without having to invest a lot of money in buying a decent soldering iron, decent disc, wires, 28 gauges, and blah blah blah. I've seen those wires, they're super tiny. I don't have the motoric skill sets to actually do that. So that's going to be a challenge, but I want to learn it. I'm in this hobby for almost 3 years now. And by now I should be able to at least build my one saber, just one saber. In my lifetime in this hobby, everybody should have built at least one lightsaber themselves. As Paul said, it gives you that amazing feeling, and you become that Padawan or a Jedi or Sith yourself by actually building a lightsaber. I think that's super. And then maybe over a few years time, like I'm now fantasizing, maybe I can build my own crystal chamber design in that particular Solo's Hold hilt, and just making it like to the next level over the years, without pushing myself like, oh, from scratch I'm gonna install this crystal Focus 9 with a 3D printed chassis with a crystal reveal. That's gonna epically fail. If I'm gonna do that from the start, it's gonna epically fail. So that's not what I want. Paul says it only takes 1 hour max to install lightsabers. I just don't get these wait times. Yeah, I don't know too. I think it's just personal life, right? People do it after their work. They do it as an extra, like an extra income. So I think they have like 1-2 hours. They maybe have some kids, and like Eugene, Jordan Mall, and some other guys, they have kids, so they also have to pay attention to the kids, the wives, and whatnot. And then they have like 1-2 hours downtime. They can do one lightsaber. Maybe that has to do with it. I don't know. Oh my god, I'm craving for caffeine. Army Medic says, reps know this, but just letting everyone know, do not discount lesser known sabersmiths. Some of them can truly turn out pieces of art. Yeah, no, absolutely right. It's still a give and take. Like sometimes when you have a new sabersmith that is a person that's really eager to become the next Shamim, and you need to sometimes give them the means to prove themselves. So you need to help them out a bit, but they also have to make some concessions. New sabersmiths, the best thing for them to do is, it's either you do it in the beginning, you do it for free for friends, for family, and then you do it for maybe a little bit compensation for the parts and whatnot, and then you grow and become a bit reputable, and as soon as people are giving positive feedback, you know it's good, and you got feedback from maybe other sabersmiths saying, okay, that's good stuff, then of course you can really start charging full-blown hour salaries for that. But yeah, there's a lot of guys out there that we don't know by their names yet properly, or the company names yet, but they're really already rock stars. Because the more often I look at Facebook, the more often I find these small saber companies, saber installers, and I'm really blown away by what they put on the table. Like they really building like high-end crystal Focus 9 with crystal chambers that twist and turn, and I'm looking at it and think, wow, I never heard of you. But you building this, and it looks fantastic. Let's see. Chris says, I completely agree with you, Paul. I've been waiting since January for a lightsaber from Saberforce. I still haven't got it. Wow, Chris. What kind of lightsaber commission did you do with Saberforce again? Is that a customization, like powder coating or cherry coating? What did you do in your lightsaber to actually get that much of a waiting list, because I'm actually doing a new video about the truth about saber forts. This is a 2018 version, and unlike the 2017 version, which was more of a ranting video, the 2018 version is more a laid-back approach, more with factual information. As I said again, I like the editing, so I'm highly editing those videos, making them as smooth and slick as possible. I was shooting videos today all day, and some of the videos were shit, so I had to retake them, and I was kind of pissed off with it. I'm like, God, it's not perfect. So tomorrow I still need to do some other videos for that particular video, so they will come up very soon. But that kind of information I'm covering as well, Chris, and I want to know from you what your personal commission with saber forts is, so maybe I can add that to the video, because I already see that happening quite often now with saber forts. Army Medic says, for example, the smith who made my newest lightsaber isn't big, but everyone loves his work. Oh, awesome. Oh yeah, Black North Arms. Yeah, that is a prime example. Up till 3 months ago, I never heard of them, and I might have actually heard from them through Army Medic. I forgot. I think it's through Army Medic, and I saw it, and I was like, wow, that is really high-end stuff he's making and installing. Like, that's no slouch. That is like up there with the high guys. There's no difference there. It looks amazing, and I believe he builds his own hilts as well. Yeah, he's a saber builder, so like Starfall sabers. Starfall Sabers is also one of those cool little companies / sabersmiths that make their own lightsabers. But to be honest, I personally, I'm just gonna say, it's a personal taste. I think Black North Arms is looking amazing. I do like Starfall Sabers, but it's more of a scrap tack type of hill designs, where with Black North Arms, I really feel that is high-end stuff. Like high-end stuff. That is cool. I mean, a few years ago, we all knew like Todd Johnson, Aaron from Solo's Hold, and some other another few guys, and that was about it. But now there's so many talented people paving their way into this awesome industry, and it is an industry. I mean, it's really cool. They're really artists. They're straight up artists. There's no other words for them. There's just this artistry at its best. It's really cool. Unfortunately, I don't have the skill set, so to me, it's never gonna happen. But the installation of the hilt, yeah, that's gonna be on my my Solo's Hold. So I'm gonna eyeball starting in the coming few weeks what kind of parts I want to get into it. It has 2 holes for tactile switches, so it's gonna be a bit of a more tricky hilt from the start, because it doesn't have like an AV hole. So I need to start immediately with tactile switches and light up LED lights for the blinky light. So it's already a more intermediate hilt to start with. But I'm probably gonna just start with a simple board. Maybe I'm gonna try. Maybe gonna look into the either the Hysteria board from Pastor Wonderforce. Need to get in touch with Aaron for that, or maybe the War Sabers soundboard. That's the 2 soundboards I'm the most interested in. I just want to start with a budget soundboard. I don't want to go jumping into an R3, an Igniter R3 immediately, or a Crystal a Prism 5.1. That is just a bit too much for me to start with in terms of cost as well. Alto Sabers did not put retention screws in their LEDs yet, and actually I'm a bit concerned with Alto Sabers. Not that they're not doing their business good. I mean, these guys making loads and loads of money and continue to do that, but Alto Sabers is stagnating compared to all these other lightsaber companies. What is Alto Sabers doing? Like, they only have 1 lightsaber design in once a year? I think the Azure of what the new new Plo Koon lightsaber is the newest one from Saber Forts, for Alter Sabers. But what else besides that they come with us? No new soundboards, no updated soundboards, no updated or reforged hilt designs. Still no LED retention screws, still no proper chassis. I mean, what the hell, man? Lightsabers. It's just, in terms of lightsaber driving, of technology, etc. They're definitely on the low point now. They're definitely on the bottom, I would say, of all the bigger companies. They're not even close. They're no pixel. They're not investing in NeoPixel or Stringlab blades. They just backwards. They're so old-fashioned by now. It's a shame, but people keep buying it regardless. And I feel like, yeah, you're paying the same amount of money of old and outdated technology in terms of LED driver, the battery setups, soundboards. The hill's just missing basic stuff that we all need. Again, LED retention screws. Come on, just a blade, a chassis. Gosh. Paul says, I'm actually think I'm getting scammed by a sabersmith. He was recommended by so many people, yet he keeps saying that the parts are here. Who's that, Paul? Who's that person? Maybe you can share some shed some light on the person, and not to throw him under the bus, but then we have an understanding who's going on. And once you drop a name, sometimes other people also stand up and say, hey, I'm also waiting for my commission, or hey, what's going on? I also have this or that. So it might actually help other people without having immediately to throw people under the bus and say, oh, you're a scammer or something, just to be clear. Nicholas says, Obi Shane at Nerf X Lab is the best FX sabersmith in the hobby. He just doesn't put himself out there on the social media the way others do, but his work speaks for himself. Oh yeah, Obi Shane, yeah. I think he's one of the OG guys in this hobby. There's a couple out there that like plus 10 years in this hobby, and they, yeah, those have all the little details in their fingers by now. That's all pure experience and talent. One thing I also need to note, now we're talking about social media, I took a bit of a step back in terms of social media and my presence on Facebook. I'm a very privacy concerned person. I'm in IT, and the things that happen with Facebook and the way they sell personal data, it's all connected to your WhatsApp, Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Google, Hotmail. I'm taking a massive step back from all those things, and I closed down my LinkedIn account. I stripped down my Facebook accounts, took all my personal information away from it, all my personal pictures and stuff like that. I'm closing out all the stuff as much as possible. I'm not using Gmail anymore for email or Hotmail. I use Signal instead of WhatsApp. I use what's that? Another third-party mail client that is based out of Switzerland, Proton Mail instead of Gmail, because all the privacy data is being gathered, and there's a massive list of stuff about everybody on the internet, and everybody can get their hands on it by buying that information. So your insurance company, your potential employer, the banks who you want to get a loan from to buy a house, who knows? And they all have like a complete list of you, know exactly what you are about, what you have done, and they can already, before you even meet them, decline you on whatever the case is. It can be a job, it can be anything. And I'm so scared of that I really want to cut down on my presence on the internet. I know on YouTube, and I need Facebook for the groups and for the fun and the friends there, but at the same time I'm really concerned with that. So yeah, if you see me less present, that's not because I'm gone. I'm actively on the forums, believe me, I'm everywhere, I'm still everywhere. I'm just refraining from typing the messages and posting them because I know everything is being gathered, and I absolutely hate that. But that's me, maybe with my alloy hat, but I'm really concerned about that. And now with the net neutrality, well, it's gonna be a tough time on the internet being anonymous. Well, not being anonymous because you want to do bad things, but just for the sake, people do whatever they want with your data. Um, Paul, okay, sorry. G-Man says US may be on the lower scale, but the turnaround time in their is their key. People want their sabers now and don't want to wait half a year to get it. Yeah, well, that is a good point. That's a very good point, very valid. But then again, I mean, Ultra Sabers is doing this for years. They have this nailed down. They can deliver lightsabers in a week. They surely can update their ways to be still as effective in the turnaround and basically have a growth in their products, like having it evolve rather stagnating. Because I really feel like for this, because the costs are almost the same between Saberforce, Ultra Sabers, and some other companies, the tech from Ultra Sabers starts to really be more on the bottom compared to the other companies. But then again, it's all personal preference, of course, because there's plenty of people that just buy their Ultra Sabers and they don't even know what a retention screw for an LED is, and they don't give a crap about it. They're like, it works, it's fine, I'm happy with it. So I think that is a little bit a different audience with Ultra Sabers. That's what I feel a little bit with Ultra Sabers. I feel they actually truly have a type of different audience. It's much more casual. It's not really a diehard into custom lightsabers. They just want to have a bunch of lightsabers and have fun. But it's like they're not really that much concerned about it. It's like the Telcel, like those old television shows where they were selling shit, and then you could call a phone number, and if you call now you get an extra blender piece or something. I feel that's a bit with Ultra Sabers. No disrespect, but I just feel like it's for a different kind of audience compared to the custom lightsaber audience that we are in most cases. Maybe I'm wrong. Paul says, website cookies, fellow business owner, we know what you search. Yeah, it's not only the cookie, like everything, dude. If you have your Facebook open, they actually, everything you have in your other browsers, let's say you have different tabs, Facebook is also gathering that data. So it's not, it's Facebook. If you open your Facebook and then you go to Google and you do a search for, I don't know, granny milf dwarf doggy thing, that information is being gathered by Facebook as well. Not only by Google, but Facebook as well, and those can sell it to other parties. And it's like a tree route. The data goes to all kinds of companies, and then another companies, and it spreads out, and you don't know where your data is in the end. And it's money. It's worth a lot of money. So it's scary, because I know insurance companies are super smart. They are using that data exactly as I said it. They do that exactly already. It's already there. It's already very sophisticated, and it's going to be more and more intelligent. So I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's say Nick says, if they update their tech, would Ultra Sabers have a longer wait for customers? Well, that might be. They're really about off-shelf selling, right? They just grab, they have like every lightsaber, they have hundreds of them on the shelves ready to ship out. I don't know. Hey Glenn, how you doing? Long time no see, man. Hope you're doing fine. Toxic, hey there, how you doing? Nick says, yeah, I bought the Archon V2 to find out that I can't buy the tin neck adapter. They said I would have bought the V3 but the opposite neck part. Oh my god, yeah. So that's the thing, right? Why does Ultra Sabers not depreciate some of their older hilt designs? I forgot their name. There's one of those apprentice hilts that is actually not MHS compatible. That is like an hilt design from 7 to 8 years ago. It's actually thinner. It's a beautiful hilt. It's a very tiny hilt, one-hander. It's slim, and it's a different threading system. But then again, Ultra Sabers, instead of depreciating it, or vaulting it in favor of an updated version that is MIS compatible, or as you say, a V2 versus V3. Fix that shit. Just get rid of the V2, sell the V3 only, have that compatibility of different MIS parts. Fantastic. This is a bit confusing, yeah. Thanks, Glenn. Thank you. Same to you. Same to you. I love your stuff as well. I see you. Your group is growing a lot, and I see a lot of awesome dueling and stuff like that. You guys having a blast in Philippines. I'm super jealous because in Hong Kong it's non-existent. we have a tiny group that's associated with the Rebel Legion, but the problem is it's a few local guys, very nice, but they're really local, so they're not like it's a very close, small knitted group. It's like it's hard to get in and talk to these guys. So but yeah, we don't really have an active lightsaber community as you guys have, so I'm super jelly. Glenn says the V2 line, that was you referring to, not depreciated because it sells. Yeah, okay, I guess that's it then. Just they keep selling it, but would it from a logistic and just from a catalog point of view not being daunting at some. Oh, are we still live? Oh no. Okay. What's going on? Are we still live? Oh, oops, we're still live. Okay, sorry. It happened so my battery just quickly drained to 20% and I'm out of luck because the only charger cable that I have here, this one is all messed up, so I can't charge my phone. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna YOLO it. We're gonna live stream till the battery drains. So if I completely die out in a bit, you guys know the battery drained of this iPhone and I can't stream anymore. That is an issue I have for now. I will get an adapter, so next time I can stream in 4K with my other camera, and it will be a significant quality increase. I wanted to buy that for a while, but it's like $100, like $100 to get that adapter. So it's kind of expensive. But yeah, I think it's inevitable. Anyway, so let me answer some more questions. Glenn says, totally R started, and when you get there, you will get a hero's welcome. Star Wars can only grow as will your group. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Star Wars is not going anywhere, guys. This coming 10-20 years, Disney is too much invested in Star Wars, and we too. So it's gonna last us. It's gonna last us. I mean, geez, it's strange to think about it. We born and probably will go out of this world being completely immersed in Star Wars for the longest period of time. Movies, just movies and cartoon series and books and whatnot. It's just a fantasy that completely take our lives, and it's beautiful. Anyway, so I'm kind of excited now how long the battery gonna last because it says 20%, so that's kind of shit. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm gonna fix that for the next time, that's for sure. Battlefront 2 is good. Hey dude, have you checked your Facebook message yet of the video of the custom saber video footage you can use? Oops, no, I'm gonna do that now. Actually, I'm gonna do that as soon as my battery drain, and I'm gonna reply to you, and then we're gonna get that in that video for you. Oh, where am I? Here we go. And then we're gonna get that fixed for you. Oh, where is my live chat thing? Oh, sorry about that. There's some technical issues here. So I will get back to you, Battlefront. Nick says you got a new expensive camera recently, right? You're still having battery problems. Yeah, this is my old iPhone that I used to use in the past. The problem is the charger is busted, so I can't charge and make the video at the same time. And now for the other camera, I need to get a special adapter, so it's kind of shit. Sorry. Toxic says, I'm planning to buy the Katana from Saberforce. Do you think it's worth it? Yeah, I think it is. I did a review about that saber around 2 years ago, and I think it's a fantastic hilt. To this date, I think it's a really good buy. It's a real nice quality piece from Saberforce. It's a bit thick, so it's not 100% accurate to the Clone Wars, but it's just Katana. It's Ashoka Tano's lightsaber. Ashoka from the Clone Wars is the best Ashoka. Her lightsabers are fantastic, and the one from Saberforce is pretty darn good. I like that one. Actually, I hope in the future to get it back again, because I sold it a long time ago. I kind of regret it, because it was the brightest green lightsaber from Saberforce that I ever owned. It was a real good piece. I really like it. Let's see. Glenn says, I like Saberforce. They have a few QC issues every then and now, but they do honor warranty from my personal experience, and I love the Saberforce. Yeah, same for me. That is in my upcoming The Truth About Saberforce 2018 version. I'm going to cover those points, and I totally agree with you, Glenn. The quality control is a bit spotty, and that's a bit of an issue, but the warranty, they always honor it. They always get back to you. They will always fix it. They pay you for shipping or whatever. They always fix it. That's the bottom line. And the Sabercore 3.0 is a really cool soundboard. Now, I have a few minor issues with it, but overall I think it's a pretty good soundboard. It's responsive. It's still a light soundboard. It has some really cool features, but it's not overly it's not overly complex, and it's not overwhelming too much things. It's just a nice solid soundboard, and I really enjoy it. I do not miss my Flash on Clash, to be honest, on my Saberforce Saber with Sabercore 3.0, because I just once you make that concession that you don't have Flash on Clash, but you have that flicker, etc. It's fine. It's nice. I like it. I got another Sabercore 3.0 soundboard very soon. It will be the Saberforce Unleashed, and I'm really excited for that particular Saberforce hilt, because since I made the first video of me playing Star Wars Unleashed, the #1, I just like, wow, Starkiller. Who is this guy? Why didn't I like him before? It's just badass. It's just a Super Saiyan Goku lightsaber force user, and it's just fantastic. I love it. Paul says, how many people can you say that you have built a lightsaber to? Exactly, that's true, Paul. So that's why I really have to build my own lightsaber based on that Solo Sword Kanan Jarrus lightsaber. Chris Cloud says, I want to like Saberforce, but the wait times are ridiculous. Yeah, well, that's why I always say buy it from Etsy. The lead times are 1.5 to 2 months. It's really you can really overcome it. The only downside is it's all mainly pre-assembled, so you don't have much choices in finishes or customization. But in my case, is most of the case, I don't want to pay the extra money for customization for Saberforce, because it's expensive, really expensive. So anyway, I'm gonna probably die out very soon. The battery is gonna be dead, I think, within a few minutes. Toxic said, I've seen your videos a couple of days ago, and there's one thing I have noticed. The coating has changed. The one you had was kind of matte. It wasn't as shiny as it is right now on the website. Yeah, that is true. So Saberforce has the downside to always change their stuff. Keep the old pictures online on the website, and then when you get it, suddenly the button is somewhere else, or the finish is different, or you don't have the black parts, it's all silver. That's the one shitty thing about Saberforce, is they just give you something else from the pictures. It's not exactly as you expect it to be. The one I had is my personal preference, the matte finish, to be honest. I just loved the way how that looked with it's kind of frost white matte finish. It was just beautiful, really beautiful. Glenn says, Saberforce waiting times, try Vader's Vault. Yeah, true. Well, Vader's Vault is not too bad in the last year or so. It's not horrible anymore, but it's still longer, of course. But yeah, I mean, Yeah, in general, I think the waiting list, the waiting times for most saber companies don't bother me so much anymore. It's not like 2.5, 3 years, well, 2.5 years ago when I joined this hobby. My Acolyte's saber forts, no, my Vadersfold Acolyte saber took me 8 or 9 months to complete. That was the top. Of course, my the longest saber I waited for was the Solos Holt, Blind Knight and Orphan, to well over a year. But that was a hilt run, and the was that the lightsaber from Darth Alice that took a while, but that was a one-off custom piece. How bad? How Chris says, how bad is Vadersfold? You mean in terms of lead times? I think now currently it's 18 weeks, 20 weeks. I think on average I would say 3 to 4 months with Vadersfold. I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna be very fast. I know the battery gonna die out any moment, so Vadersfold are the best in my opinion. I have Ultra Sabers and Vadersfold, and since I got chucked the Ultra Sabers down the side of my bed, I haven't seen it since. Yeah, Vadersfold is just impeccable. It's fantastic. I like it. Glenn said, "Oh wow, didn't know that 7 weeks is a record." Chris Cloud, my 2 Vadersfold Sabers purchased last November, arrived in 5 months. Yep. It can be sometimes faster if you do a bundle buy from Vadersfold. Sometimes they do it faster, or if you have ordered a Vadersfold lightsaber and then a month later you ordered another one, you can actually email and ask, hey, can you make it at around the same time as my first order, and then they can shorten the lead time of that second hilt for you a bit. Not always, but you can email them and ask them. Evan is saying, which would you choose between Ultra Sabers and Wonder Force? I was thinking about ordering the katana from Wonder Force. To me it's Wonder Force, for the fact being that you get a lot more bang for buck for the same money compared to Ultra Sabers, and they have some unique hilt designs, especially the katana is just a super unique hilt design. I like it a lot. Maniloy says, will you show your saber collection in the future? I'm curious how much gladiators you have right now. Well, I'm down again. I'm down to 1. I'm back to down to 1. I had 4, and now I'm on the Saberforce Cyphers 2018 with the Sabercore 3.0 soundboard. Reason for being that I need to move back to Holland next year when the baby is born. So I need to sell a lot of my stuff in order to not having to move everything back to Holland and spend ungodly amounts of money on shipping costs and whatnot, because I have a bunch of shit here. Guys, I'm gonna drop that. The battery is almost dead. Battlefront 2 is saying, when you compare them, I can see why my Vadersfold next to my Ultra Sabers. The Ultra Sabers look like cheap, shiny plastic. Yeah, that's because because it's just cheap, fast delivery, right? With Ultra Sabers, it has its appeal, but the quality isn't per se there. Thanks Chris, thank you very much. Second one in the oven. We have another 4 to 5 months before the baby is born, and then another 2-3 months before we have to move back to Holland, because we want to give our children a bit more easy lifestyle than they can have here in Hong Kong, because the pressure on schools is ridiculous. Let's see, Chris says Ultra Saber is just as good as a starter. I think almost everyone have bought one as a good entry into the hobby. Yep, Ultra Sabers, start with Ultra Sabers, always good. Get a grab bag, you're good. That's a good introduction. And then it's also a good introduction to see what you don't like about them, and then you move to the right path of the right sabers. Battlefront 2 says, I agree, but for the quality, Vadersfold are the best for overall quality. Yes, but at the same time, I also have to say there's also other companies now with that kind of quality for that kind of price. Electrum Saberscraft and Saber Trio are 2 other contenders. The Wonder Force hilts with the stereo soundboards, those are really nice saber companies as well, which I think can rival Vadersfold in terms of reputation, quality, and overall experience. So that's good too. We're getting more. That's good. That's more healthy. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Wow, the battery is lasting pretty long. I'm pretty impressed. I was thinking it's died out in a short bit, because it's an older iPhone 6, so it has like this old battery. and apparently the batteries on iPhone 6 has like this drainage issue when they get a bit older, then the whole iPhone gets really slow. It looks like I have that as well, but yeah, oh well, things get old. Anyway, wow, I'm still alive, jeez. So let me know also in the comments what you guys would like to see in this channel. If there's certain topics that you would like me to cover, it can be lightsabers, can be toys, can be gaming, can be anything else. Let me know what you want me to cover, because I really want to make the content that you guys like the most. So if you guys say, hey, can you make a video about this for lightsabers or that? Can you cover this or that? I can do that. Just let me know. Force FX helmets, yes, good one. Man, I'm gonna probably buy some of those discounted ones, because I missed out on the Kylo Ren helmet. I wanted to have that one so bad, and I saw it a few times with Force Friday and it was pretty cheap, but I didn't buy it, stupid. But that's one of those helmets I really want to get. The Darth Vader one looks pretty darn awesome. Then of course the Stormtrooper and the Death Trooper. They shouldn't be too hard to track down, because they still have stock everywhere in the world. It's just a matter of finding it at the right price. Get an iPad Pro, then you can do it in 4K. Well, I do that with my other camera going forward. So I'm gonna get it's a small box. It's basically a small box that allows me to stream directly 4K from the camera. So that's gonna help, and because it has a bigger sensor and a big lens. So now, for example, you can see the quality is very grainy, because the sensor in this camera is bad in low light. It cannot really comprehend very well. So that's why it looks like you're looking at a Minecraft video now. But that's because the sensor and the aperture of the lens. So with my other cameras, it's much better in low light, so everything looks fantastic. So that's why I need to buy that stuff. But then again, there's so much stuff I need to buy. Once I got into that camera, I'm like, oh, wow, I need to buy this, that, and then you're looking at reviews on the internet, and then you think, okay, that must be a good buy, and you buy something, and then it's just bad reviews, bad communication, and you get stuff that are actually not so good. So I'm like, oh, it's kind of shit. It's a hobby on its own. It's a hobby on its own. Cameras, audio, it's truly, it's a different ballpark that I never in my life would thought I would be spending my time on learning that stuff. But I like it. iPad Pro is just good with battery as well. 1080p is good, but you know, Pro is good compared to an iPhone 6. Yeah, true. That's true. Maybe I just borrow my iPad Pro from, or not my iPad Pro, an iPad Pro for my work, and then use that one instead, because yeah, the iPhone is not good, and I still need to get some money to invest in buying that adapter that I need for my camera. But yeah, it's gonna happen. It just gonna take money, and also one thing you see now, it's a bit dark, so in the future I'm gonna have some more LED lights to get more lightning, because I'm really anal these days about lighting, the quality of the video, the audio. It's just, it drives me nuts, but I just don't want to take any more concessions. Well, I'm doing that now because I just don't have any means to stream anymore, because I chucked away the webcam that I normally used. I felt that quality was even horrible, because it was like very blurry with the webcam. Well, that was a 1080p resolution camera, but it didn't look right. Anyway, guys, I am super surprised that it's still on. Let's see the battery. It's still alive. What the hell, man? I'm super surprised. So yeah, so whew, man, I'm super excited. I'm not only excited for the YouTube channel, I'm also excited for the upcoming stuff. We're getting a whole bunch of new Star Wars stuff. I'm gonna probably, gosh, it's gonna take seconds before I'm dropping off. But so we got this new Star Wars series coming up. It's a new animated series, and it's called Resistance Pilots. No, Jet. I forgot the name. It's a new it's a new cartoon series that is playing before the Force Awakens, and it will feature BB-8, hopefully the original BB-8, and a rebel a pilot fighter that is gonna infiltrate with the New Order Resistance. Thank you, Josh. And so I'm like super excited for it. I don't know it's gonna be those short cartoon series that they have now for girls. You know, they're selling those Star Wars dolls, and they have those very short cartoon series with Rey and Shoko, etc. I don't hope that will be that kind of series. I hope it will be a full-fledged series, just like Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars. I do hope so, because Filoni is behind it. So it will make sense if Filoni, who did both the Clone Wars and directed Star Wars Rebels, it makes sense he also would be directing that kind of larger cartoon series. I'm super excited for it. I mean, the same for that single-player game, the Jedi Fallen Jedi Order. God, I'm sorry, my brain is completely fried. A single-player action game where we have a completely new story. Hopefully, it's gonna be something like Force Unleashed. Give us a full immersed storyline, exciting times, much better than those multiplayer games. Star Wars multiplayer games don't do well. Let's look at Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, just that. Well, the Battlefront 2 2005 probably is more popular, but that's just a better game. But I just feel like Star Wars multiplayer games, most of the times, they're you know? Katami says, I'm hoping and praying they make a series about Shoko Sabine looking for Ezra. I do hope so, because let's be honest, it might happen, especially with Maul coming back in the Clone Wars, coming back in Rebels. Why not for Ezra, right? I do hope so as well. They deserve it. Ezra deserves it. I have to say, I did not look the final season for Star Wars Rebels anymore, since I know that Kanan died. I think it's same with the Force Awakens with Han Solo, and with The Last Jedi with Luke Skywalker. All our heroes are dying, and it's just hard to swallow pills, and that's why I don't really look it so often anymore. Like, I'm a bigger fan of season 2 and 3 because with Darth Maul, it just I'm not a big fan of heroes dying in the Star Wars universe. Heroes have to live on. They're just legends, and they just have to live to the old age. Anyway, Glenn says, I'm praying for that game to be good. I don't know. I have a good feeling about it. I think it's gonna be good. Evan says, do you ever come over to the US for any convention events so you can have big conventions over there? Well, I would like to. Hopefully Aaron from the Pastor, who is actually going to relocate to the US, I think he recently bought a house. If he needs needs a hand selling sabers, because he goes to every con at the moment. I would love to come. I would love to go to the Star Wars convention or Comic-Con. At the moment, it's a hard decision. It's either I buy some lightsabers or I buy a ticket. So I have to make choices. What kind of, like when I make a few lightsaber reviews, I can spread it out over several months. When I do one trip, I can only do it maybe several weeks, and then the content is gone, and that money is not. It's of course I had a blast, but in terms of YouTube content, it's not gonna it's not giving me a longer period of time. But I do want to go. I love the US. I'm seriously love the US. I've been once to New York, and it was the best time of my life. I got so emotional because you're going to the country and place that you have seen your entire life in movies and whatnot, and you're just mesmerized by it, and then you're actually there. It's just as a foreigner, you can't really explain it. The same I would have when I go to Japan at some point. But now I'm living for almost 10 years in Hong Kong. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be nearly the same. Of course, completely different culture and whatnot, but Hong Kong has such an iconic city as well, and city life, and actually Japanese movies copying Hong Kong or Kowloon in a lot of their animated series. Then I'm like, yeah, that is actually the influence of Japan is actually Hong Kong. So like I'm already there. But with New York, oh man, it was amazing time. I love it. Let's see. Ooh. Glenn says the franchise desperately need a definite excellent single player game. Yep, and I agree. Hopefully this game is gonna bring it. Hopefully it's gonna be like new chapters over time, like downloadable or you can purchase. That would be fantastic. Maybe Telltime games, Star Wars Telltime games. That would be cool. Joshua says, kind of sucks that we lost Carrie Fisher for real though. Yeah, that's true, man. When that news came out, I was like devastated. Because of course, the first thing is a bit, then it's bad to say as a Star Wars fan. So we're devastated because of her loss, but at the same time we're also devastated because what's gonna happen with our Star Wars? How it's gonna move forward? Like, it's kind of silly, right? But we're so invested with both the real life actors and the fantasy characters that they portray. There's blurred. The lines are blurred. They're the same real life characters to us. Katami says, I want Naughty Dogs to make a Star Wars game. It would be great to see Uncharted style used for Star Wars. Yeah, that would be cool. I didn't play Uncharted though, but that would be awesome. I saw some snippets. Again, I keep saying guys, but I'm gonna probably die out soon. So if the live stream doesn't work anymore, the battery's empty. Army Medic says, Naughty Dogs are excellent devs, but no, I don't want that low. I want to be able to play it on PC. Yeah. Well, they did port the Star Wars Unleashed to PC, but it's a horrible port. It's definitely a console game, so they're probably gonna do that with future Star Wars game. Bring it to the biggest audience, which are console players, and then port it to PC. So it's always gonna be a bit shit for PC players, but it is what it is. I mean, if you really want to play the AAA experiences, then you just have to play the EA games like Battlefield 5 or stuff like that. I think that is a bit the downside of PC games. Is the devs or the developers or the investors either going to choose for the biggest audience, or they just choose the PC as the main console or the main platform, and then yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling here, I guess. Justin says Red Dead Revolver style game where you play XO Obi-Wan fighting hot gangs on Tatooine. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. Actually, I kind of crave to go back and play some SWTOR again. I mean, but every time I log into SWTOR, I'm like, oh, as soon as I log in, I'm like, and no, I log out again. I don't know what it is about that game. It's just I don't know. I have more of a hate than a love relationship with it. It's just nostalgia, and the fact that I joined that game on the early release. I was there 3 days before the official release. It just has that special feeling for me. But every time I log in, it's like, God damn it, no, nope. Sorry. So yeah, but there's a whole bunch of new Star Wars stuff coming, so that's good. The animated series cannot start as soon as possible because they really have to come with something this coming few months. It has to start, the new animated series. We need to be super hyped for the next movie, which comes in December 2019, right? God dang it. We have to wait for 1.5 years to the next Star Wars movie. But they really have to come with that new cartoon series, because Star Wars Rebels really helped both Solo and The Last Jedi. I feel Star Wars Rebels definitely pushed the audience, motivated people. I feel Star Wars Rebels strongly was the strong super glue between those downtimes, and we need something now because we don't have anything, and I still feel that's strange. Army Medic says, well, maybe if you play with friends, wink wink, you might enjoy it more. Okay, yeah. Katami says the ultimate will be Witcher 3's Jedi style game. Joshua says there are various resurrections of Star Wars Galaxy out there. If SWTOR isn't scratching the itch anymore. Oh, I didn't know. Maybe I should check it out. Star Wars Galaxies. Wait, is that not the wait. Is Star Wars Galaxies the predecessor of SWTOR, the MMO, or is Star Wars Galaxy the iPad slash iPhone game? Because I believe that is the top-down game. Yeah. I think that's the top-down game. I played it once. I need to get into it. I see a lot of people playing ferociously. They absolutely love it. Maybe I could give it a second shot and invest some more time in it. It looks pretty cool though. Glenn says, can't wait for episode 9, but generally hurts me to see the fandom so divided over the recently movies. Yeah, I mean, God. But then again, it's the prequels all over. The prequels was the same. The difference was, during the prequels, half of the people were on the internet compared to now. There's so much more people on the internet now than when the prequels were around, that the negative voices were not as strong, and now everybody have found their complete way on the internet and throw everything of their personal life on the internet, that they live their life through the internet. Most people live their life through the internet now. It's just intertwined. It's like having something in your vein, and it's just, the bloodline is directly to the internet. So everybody has their opinions, and they had it with the prequels as well, but they didn't have like the shoutcast they have now and reach everybody. But the problem now is like, now I'm a bit older. I was really shocked to see there's so much race hate and so much about feminism, etc. And at the same time, I can understand. Like, I'm sorry to say, but in some cases, I feel feminism is completely out of whack. But at the same time, why not having it like L3? I think it's a fantastic character, and I mean, I don't associate that with feminism. I just see a rebellious droid. That's what I see. I don't look at it as, oh, there's a feminist agenda. With the race stuff, like the person that portrays Rose, they closed her Twitter because they were bullying her, and I think, what the fuck? Why are people so crazy? Because they don't like her as a character, so they completely bullied her, and damn, it's like ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. It's really disgusting. But then again, the true Star Wars fans, I mean, they will find each other. True Star Wars people will find each other. They will have their own communities, and they have their admins, like with the Lightsaber Club. We have our own community. We kick out any people that are trolling, seeking for attention and shit and garbage. We kick them out, sweeping the streets, keeping the people in there that actually likes it, having a safe space. It's in internet. It's all about safe space now. You have to find your own close communities, and that's how it goes going forward. There's something for all kinds of people with different mindsets. They can join their own communities, and it is the internet. It's people. They all have their different mindset and different ideas. So it is what it is. Battlefront says, let's just have a Star Wars for Honor game, proper one lightsaber company. Yeah, that's cool. Kantami said it was disgusting to see the so-called Star Wars fans sexually and racially abusing the actress because they didn't like the character Rose. And actually, I don't understand it. I liked Rose a lot. Man, I think she's cute as hell. She's a bit chubby, but I like her. From all kinds of perspectives, I think she's fantastic. Honestly, I think she's good looking. She's like the kind of chick you want to cuddle and just have. It's amazing. It's amazing. I felt like how can people go nuts about a certain correct character being like, okay, I can understand. There's always maybe some character that's like they have an annoying voice or something. Like I have that with some YouTubers, like what's his name? It's an equivalent of PewDiePie. There's the Dutch guys. One is called Jelly, and the other one is like it has like an Afro guy, and it's just an ugly dude. I think he's Jewish, and nothing about Jewish people, don't get me wrong, but he's screaming, and I want to punch him in the face, but I'm not out there to actively harass him. I just in my mind I think, oh dude, a simple thing for me is I just don't watch this YouTube channel, but my son watching me, and he's a fellow Dutch person, so I'm like, dude, knock it off. I want to punch you in the face. I don't, but at the same time, I'm not out there to actually, announce that and stuff like that. It's just in my mind. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Rose is adorable. She's adorable. She's good. She's just good fit for Star Wars. Yeah, nothing wrong with her character. She didn't have much screen time either. She just had a few lines. I mean, whatever. I mean, if anything, like I had the same when they had that with Finn. I forgot his name, John Boyega. Now, I can see a little bit with John Boyega where it comes from, because personally I feel like sometimes he is acting is a little bit overreacting. It's a little bit too much, But then again, it's just the character he plays, so whatever. I mean, I didn't think he was bad in Pacific Rim, but then again, I think Pacific Rim 1 was way better than 2. Way better. They really, in my personal opinion, they raped Pacific Rim 2. Oh my god, I love Pacific Rim 1. Fantastic movie. The theme music, everything, I love it. But 2, ugh. Anyway, Glenn says it's disgusting, but some people just want to find an excuse to complain by mean or careless with their words. Feels Jeroen's right. We need a safe place on the internet. Yeah, so that's the thing we do. We just create our own groups and communities, and that is how it goes on the internet. It's just like real life now. It's just like you have your close communities, and it's just like on work you have your groups of people that stick together, and you have some other people that love to chit chat and talk bad, and it's just the toxic people. Like everybody sometimes have bad stuff in their life happening, and it makes their minds toxic, and their depression, they're bringing that to other people and whatnot. Not everybody's bad that say bad things. It's just maybe that they're just going through a shit time, or they have shit happen to them, and they just express their feelings in the wrong way. But yeah, it's all about safe spaces and creating these communities and hubs that are lit and just for the people, by the people, and then keep the crap out. Yep. I'm very excited for the Boba Fett movie. I think it's gonna be epic, and it's exactly what the fans want. They wanted for the longest time a Boba Fett movie, and it's gonna happen. I also hope, and I know it was a joke, but that Gonk Droid movie, if they make an animated Pixar movie of that, I'm gonna see it. It will be awesome. I think it's like Wall-E, but then with a Gonk Droid. Like Wall-E didn't talk, he was like just the eyes and things, and then the Gonk Droid can also have his own fantastic storyline. I can actually see it happen. Why not? A Gonk Droid story, I mean, fantastic. Bring it on. Animated series, we need that. Yeah, right? It's just also in Solo, I love the diversity of all the droids, the different types of Gonk Droids and everything, and it's just a new conceptual thing now. Like these droids are basically slaves to whatever alien race with those restraint bolts and etc. And I think they really delved a bit more into that, and I think it was fantastic. Really good stuff. Battlefront 2 says, wait, he is getting a movie as well. Jesus, next Jabba the Hutt will get his own film. Shouldn't be joke, cause it will probably happen. Well, it's Disney. If money can be made, why not? It will be treated like the Avengers movie, and every Avenger have his own movie or a sequel movie. It will be the same with Star Wars, because it's both owned by Disney, and I think it's fantastic. Give a backstory to everybody, like Black Panther, this, that. Every character has his own few movies. Fantastic. You don't have to watch them all, because you don't have to be fan of every character. Doesn't matter. If you just like the overall stuff, you look the main sequels. If you like more about the character, you can look into those individual character movies. And I think that is good that that Disney is gonna provide us that. I just hope for the Boba Fett movie that they're gonna actually use the actual actor that played the young Boba Fett in the prequels, and they have the older guy that played Jango Fett as the voice for Boba Fett. That would be cool. Actually, Boba Fett in Rebels or Jango, no, yeah, Boba Fett in both Rebels and the Clone Wars was voiced by the young kid. I have him on my Facebook, I believe, the actor. It's a pretty cool guy. He's actually accessible by Facebook. You can actually talk to him. It's pretty dope.